What's up, my name is Technober here for Troubleshoot and welcome back to another video, Modern Warfare 2. Now that it's fully released, you may be experiencing some issues with FPS drops happening at random. I'll assume you've already followed my optimization guide linked in the description down below, or a different one for that matter, and things are just happening out of the blue all of a sudden. You haven't changed anything, just you're suddenly losing FPS for no reason, more than likely after a new update. Well, to begin, before we get in-game and mess around with some of the settings there's a couple of things that we should try. First of all, make sure Windows is up to date, including your graphics card driver. Things can go a bit wonky sometimes, so if you update your graphics card driver, make sure that when you do, you tick the clean install button. That way it'll wipe the graphics drivers that you currently have on your PC and replace them with a clean, fresh working version. If you set any custom things in Nvidia control panel or AMD's equivalent, you may lose those settings, but they're easy enough to add back. By doing a clean update or even a clean reinstall of the Nvidia or AMD or Intel drivers, it could fix some random issues that could be popping up there. But let's say an update doesn't fix any issues that you could be having. Well, there's a couple of different options, though before we get to troubleshooting, it's a good idea to make sure that the game files match what's on the server, checking they're up to date and nothing is corrupt. I own the game on Steam, but the steps for BattleNet are very similar. To verify game files, open up your library, search for Modern Warfare 2, then right-click the game, Properties, head across to the Local Files tab, and click Verify Integrity of Game Files here. It'll run through all of the files for the game on your PC, verify that they're up to date and match the server, and if anything's corrupt or not up to date, it'll be replaced with a fresh copy. I don't own the game on BattleNet, but I'll head across to Overwatch here as an example. To verify game files, click the Options cogwheel next to Play, and then choose Scan and Repair. It'll run through all of the game files for Modern Warfare 2, and once again fix anything if it's wonky. Let's say that hasn't helped you. What else can we try? Well, let's try some Windows settings to make sure that it's using our correct graphics card, which is especially important on a dual GPU PC or even a laptop with an integrated GPU and a dedicated card. Hit Start and type in Graphics. We'll be opening Graphics Settings. If you see a screen that looks like this, scroll to the very bottom and click Graphics here. Alternatively, if you search the settings window, you may get directly to the screen. This is essentially what we're looking for, these options here. On Windows 11, we'll need to click this button here, change default graphics settings, but on Windows 10 and previous versions of Windows 11, you'll see these options right above a games list, Hardware Accelerated GPU Scheduling. Make sure that this is turned on. If you're on Windows 11, you'll see optimization for windowed games. Turn this on as well and head back. Now for the custom options for apps, from Add an App, we'll select Desktop from the dropdown and click Browse if you don't already see Modern Warfare 2 on this list here. So I'll browse and navigate across to where the game is installed. If you have it on Steam, right-click, hover over Manage, and click Browse Local Files here to be taken directly to where the game files are. I can click at the very top, right-click, copy, close the browser, and inside of the open window, right-click, paste, enter to navigate to it, and we'll see all of the different game exes here. We'll double-click on COD.exe to add it to the list, and just like that, Call of Duty HQ has been added. This will of course maybe change to Modern Warfare 2 or something more specific in the future. Anyways, select it and choose Options right below it. Then from here we'll be selecting High Performance here, and we'll click Save. Just like that, it'll be using the best graphics card in our PC rather than an integrated one or possibly a second GPU if Windows is getting confused for some reason or another. Now we can close out of this, hit Start and type in Power Plan, where we'll be opening Choose a Power Plan. You can also get here by opening the Control Panel, then heading to Hardware and Sound, then Power Options. If you have CPU-specific setting for high performance here, like I do with AMD Ryzen High Performance, select this. Otherwise, expand Show Additional Plans if you don't see anything else, and choose High Performance or even Ultimate Performance if you have this available. If you want Ultimate Performance, you'll find a command in the description down below. You just need to copy and paste into a command prompt window. I go into more details than that in my Windows optimization guide. Now we can close out of this here and head back to Steam or whatever game software you have Modern Warfare 2 on. From this point, make sure to close all other programs on your PC that could be interfering with the game, such as FPS overlays, the Discord overlay you can disable, as well as the Steam overlay if you have that as well. The last one may not have such a big impact, but I do know the Discord overlay can have a huge impact on FPS and FPS stability. stability. When you're done with that, fire up the game and see if things have improved. If they haven't, we'll head across to Steam or BattleNet, wherever you own the game, right-click and choose Properties. Then we'll be adding to the Launch Options section over here. On BattleNet, you'll head across to Modern Warfare 2. In my case, I'll use this as an example. Click the Settings wheel next to Play in the bottom left, head across to Game Settings, and from the list over here, simply look for additional command line arguments, tick this box, and we'll be typing in here. The things we'll be typing are -D3D11, then save it and close it, run the game and see if you have an improvement. Otherwise, come back here and try DX11, give it a try once more. And if you have a more modern graphics card, you can even try DX12. These may not have a huge impact, but they may have an impact on your PC. Let's assume things are still a bit weird in-game. Maybe they've improved, maybe they haven't. If you have an Nvidia graphics card, this tip is for you. Right-click your desktop and choose Nvidia Control Panel. Then inside of here, head across to Adjust Image Settings with Preview at the very top and choose Use the Advanced 3D Image Settings, then click Take Me There. This will open the tab on the left, Manage 3D Settings. Head across to Program Settings at the very top, wait for this list to load, and from the drop-down, we'll select Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 COD.exe. If you don't, click Add here, and select Modern Warfare 2 from the list. Assuming you've recently launched it, it should be near the top. Inside of here, I'll make sure things match pretty much what I have on my screen here. These are all set to their optimized options on my PC because I have them set in global settings here, but you'll just be copying what you have available. Scrolling down, there are these options as well. Scrolling down once more, these here. Texture filtering quality option, you should add this drop down and choose performance or high performance if you're having issues. This may help improve performance on your PC. At the very bottom, vertical sync, the drop down and choose off here. Just like that, you should already see an improvement, or at least hopefully. I'll apply settings and close out of the Nvidia control panel when it unfreezes. Now we'll fire up the game and check some in-game settings. If you've already followed my optimization guide, things should already be working maximum performance, but if you haven't, here's some quick tips for Modern Warfare 2 and getting more stable FPS. At the time of recording, it's only the campaign out, but these steps apply for the multiplayer as well. From the main menu, again this is the campaign early access, yours will look a little bit different. You'll need to open the settings menu from wherever that is. Head into graphics, then in this section here, we'll be changing some options. First of all, display mode should be set to full screen exclusive, or full screen should be set to full screen exclusive better performance while you're playing. I have issues recording it, I'll leave it as full screen borderless for now. Display adapter should be your high performance GPU. Dynamic resolution should be turned off. VSync off as well for both gameplay and menus. Unless you're getting screen tearing, then the custom frame rate limit should be set to custom. Click show more and we'll set the gameplay custom frame rate limit to whatever you want. Menu to 120 or 60 is fine. And the out of focus custom frame limit, I like setting all the way down just so I get better performance in Windows when I'm tabbed out. If you're streaming, you may want to set this to 30 or even 60 to keep things clear when you do tab out for your viewers. Scrolling down a bit further, everything else here is pretty much your preference. I would have focused mode off, and then I'll click apply at the very bottom. At the very top, head to quality, and inside of here, we'll make sure that render resolution is set to 100, and we'll leave the video memory scale at either 85 or 80%. If you know you have tons of VRAM, you can raise this and be happy with it. Besides that, there's a couple of options in here that can make or break our FPS experience. From the upscaling or sharpening section here, I'll expand show more, and from the drop down, if you have an Intel graphics card that supports Intel XeSS, select this. Otherwise, an Nvidia graphics card that supports DLSS, select DLSS here. Otherwise, choose AMD FSR. These will all boost your FPS. Show more, and we can mess around with the preset here, as well as most of the time sharpening levels. You'll leave sharpening at around 70% most of the time, but what we're interested in is the preset. The higher performance you go on this list here, the lower the game resolution will be, but it'll blow it up and use fancy AI and magic to get it looking just as good as before. The faster you go on this list, the more visual artifacts you'll see. I'd recommend having this on quality for AMD FSR, Intel XeSS, once again quality, and DLSS, once again quality. That means it will have absolutely minimal artifacting in-game, but a significant better FPS count with more stability. Scrolling down on this list, the things that'll really affect FPS is the VRAM usage in the bottom right. If you find that this is filling up pretty much all the way to the top already, you should lower your texture resolution. On top of that, you'll want to turn off on-demand texture streaming, and the volumetric quality over here you'll want to lower as well. Normally, shadows have a huge impact on performance, and it's no different here. You're not going to be staring at shadows in a Twitch shooter, so drop all of these settings down to low, maybe not very low, otherwise jagged edges on shadows may become a bit noticeable. So shadow map resolution, screen space shadows, spot shadow quality, cache shadows you can have off if you're struggling for VRAM, otherwise leave it on. Spot cache, I'll definitely set down to low. For tight VRAM, cache shadows, once again VRAM limited. Particle lighting we can lower. Ambient occlusion we can leave as is, it doesn't have a huge impact. Screen space reflections, once again not a huge impact, though you can lower this down. And that's really about it for that section. At the very bottom, if you have an Nvidia graphics card, turning Nvidia Reflex low latency on or to on plus boost can give you a more stable experience. And then just user preference, depth of field, motion blur, and weapon motion blur, as well as film grain, I usually have all of these off. They can result in a minor performance increase. Speaking of minor increases, if you're struggling with FPS drops when you're scoping in, head across to View at the very top after applying your settings and have a look for these here. ADS field of view, set this to independent. That way when you scope in, it doesn't change your field of view. This is once again user preference, though if you have your field of view not changing while you're playing the game, it could help with FPS drops when you're specifically scoping in. And that's really about it for this quick guide. Thank you all for watching. My name's been TechNob here for Troubleshoot, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao!